Hi, hello, it's Sugar. Here's some footage from my recent normal difficulty run over the weekend, featuring the boss we didn't encounter during our heroic testing, Larodar. Please keep in mind that since this is normal difficulty, we won't be seeing the higher difficulty mechanics. Nevertheless, I believe this footage provides a good overview of the encounter. The first important thing to note is this fight will have a lot of interaction with the Seed of Life, located in the middle of the room. On pull, the seed is dormant and needs to be restored. We as players can't do that directly. Instead, we rely on renewed treants to do it for us. Larodar will cast Fiery Force of Nature, spawning two types of treants. Fiery ones that need to be DPS down and explode on death, and charred ones that need to be healed up so they can transform into renewed treants who then restore the seed. Once restored, players can interact with the seed, linking them together and allowing them to clear fire. In higher difficulties, it will be used to make other abilities targetable. While doing this, the seed's life gradually decreases. In higher difficulties, it will require us to manage it to ensure it's available for specific mechanics. While this is happening, Larodar will summon scorching roots that chase players, rooting them and anyone caught in their path until damaged down. When defeated, they transform into charred brambles that can be healed to create a renewed bramble barrier. During his 100 energy ability, Raging Inferno, the raid can stand on this barrier to mitigate the damage. The visual effects of this ability are stunning and a tad intimidating, as Larodar releases waves of fire, leaving combusting presence fire patches on the ground after the channel. For tanks, he had an annoying ability called Furious Charge, which includes a knockback and damage based on how far away the target was. There's also a stacking damage taken increase called Nature's Fury. In the encounter journal, an ability called Blazing Thorns is listed, which is supposed to summon a spiral of thorns. It appears that these thorns were meant to transform into blazing coalescence orbs that deal fire damage and increase your critical strike chance by 20% if soaked. However, in normal difficulty, these orbs didn't appear, so I'm not sure they'll make it to live. At 40%, an intermission began, drawing flames into him while doing raid-wide AoE. After a short while, phase 2 began and he transformed into the Avatar of Ash. Falling embers appear in this phase and must be soaked to prevent significant damage to the raid. Around this time, a healing absorb shield is applied to random players. The tank mechanic changes in phase 2 to a frontal cone called Smoldering Backdraft that left smoldering suffocation on anyone hit, leaving a ticking dot, but also making it so they couldn't be healed directly and instead had to leech HP from nearby players. Think of it as a smaller scale version of the Hungering Destroyer mechanic from Castle Nathria in Mythic. Throughout the phase, Larodar continues to summon treants on a larger scale with similar mechanics. Additionally, he applies a stacking damage over time effect on the raid called Searing Ash. Because of this, we'll most likely want to use Hero here. And that's everything for this one. I think it's going to be enjoyable even though it looks a little chaotic because of the Aerial of Denial ground effects. Share your first impression of this fight in the comments. Okay, bye!